49 people have been killed in a terror attack at two mosques in the New Zealand city of Christchurch. Another 20 people have been seriously injured. The alleged gunman live streamed the attack, sharing the pictures on social media. Facebook, YouTube and Twitter quickly removed the content, but they failed to stop it being shared. It raises new questions about the ability of social media companies to manage harmful content on their platforms and whether their sites have become a safe space for extremist ideology. Chief Executive of Leaderboarded.com and social media expert Toby Beresford joins me now from Bristol. Hello to you, Toby. In terms of the use of social media in this attack, it has provided a global platform for the terror that this individual wished to spread.
Yes, and I think as any technologist, it's always an absolute tragedy to see tools which are intended for good being used for evil in this way. It's absolutely awful.
What could be done by social media companies to try to prevent this? Is there anything, when something is being live streamed at this, how quickly could they respond in order to get it down?
I think it's very difficult. I think you have to remember the scale of the problem that we're dealing with. I mean, Facebook alone has 8 billion views of video views a day, 1.5 billion of those. So are all live streams. So the idea that we're somehow going to be able to pre-moderate, so before the content gets out there and is visible to people on the internet, 1.5 billion different live streams of everything from people recording their cat to an engagement party. I think it's totally unrealistic.
Is there an argument there for a delay?
Well, even if there was a delay, I think it's not going to change the fact that it's possible, and I think you've got to remember that live video, not just on Facebook but across all the different platforms that provide it, is around sort of 20% of internet. By 2022 is going to be 20% of internet traffic. So live video is with us and it's growing. I think the idea of trying to put that back in the box is unrealistic as well, unfortunately.
OK, so that's the issue of the live footage. What about the subsequent spread of that violent content across platforms? Police have pleaded with people not to share it, and yet it continues.
I know, and I think this is the most saddening part of it, is that while the social media firms do have systems where they see the same piece of content, they're able to automatically put it down even as it's being uploaded. What's happening is now some users are learning how to get around those automatic detection systems to still post the content. I mean, and it's just up there. And I think the only thing we can do is every time we even see a glimpse of it is get ready to report and push the sensitive issue. Just before this program, it's still there. I went onto Twitter and up it came, and I had to report it. So it's a very difficult issue for everybody. And I think the real thing to say is that this is everybody's problem, and we all have to get better at reporting it and stopping it.
Also, the issue of the internet being used as an area for radicalisation, the sources that the gunman cites as his inspiration, also the sites that he urges followers to go to. How much is the internet? We talked about the 30th anniversary of the internet. So Tim Berners-Lee talking about his concerns over the way in which what was supposed to be a positive platform is being used for ill. This is allowing this global network to emerge.
Yes, well, I think with this issue of radicalization, I think there is somewhere where we can make changes and there can be inroads made. The thing that the piece of technology that people are focusing on for radicalization is the recommendation engine. So that's when you watch a YouTube video or a Facebook video, the next videos that it then recommends to you to watch. And one researcher did a simple test and started watching vegetarian videos and was immediately sort of corolled and pushed towards more extreme videos, for example, veganism. Similarly, she watched ones of someone jogging, and that was the video recommendations were for ultra marathons. So in both those circumstances, it's the recommendation engine is actually recommending something more radical than the mainstream content that she was viewing. So I think that's a real area where YouTube, Facebook, and all the others can really improve their algorithms to actually to tone down the way in which the machine recommends the next piece of content.
OK, Toby Beresford, thanks very much for your thoughts this afternoon. Sky's policing analyst Graham Wetton is here with us throughout the afternoon. Graham, it is a big problem for police. Police in New Zealand appealing for this material not to be shared. It provides them with evidence, but it is being posted out there continually, as we heard. What can be done about it?
It's down to internet companies. Straightforward. They need to police their own platforms. It's very difficult for policing anywhere, New Zealand or the UK, to get onto these platforms and remove it. You can ask them, but they should have a responsibility for the stuff they're promoting and put it on their systems. Just listening to that conversation, I remember the internet started for me. It's a fantastic tool. It's really most people use it every single day. But it's almost like a child without any parents, because it's just evolved without anybody putting any parameters on it, any behavioural responsibilities. It's just grown without any sort of real, not even policing, but management of it. And the companies just keep on pushing this stuff out without anybody really looking at it. I mean, you hear it every single time. The content needs to be looked at. And it's down to the companies to police, to manage their own content and remove stuff as soon as they hear about it and block it completely.
A man now in custody.